Welcome to the Kane and Day Show. Today, we are talking about baseball. I'm your host, Kane. My socials, you can find me, come hang out, come talk shit to me. I don't really care. Give us your opinions. You can find me at Twitter at Killing Kane, YouTube at Killing Kane, and Twitch at Killing Kane. Let me kick it over to my co-host here. He'll introduce himself. Go ahead.
My name's Day. You can find me on Twitter at Realdaygaming1, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok at Realdaygaming. Okay, let's get it started.
All right, so where are we starting today? I know you have a big topic. It's one of the bigger news stories in baseball, and where are we starting?
Well, it happened a couple weeks ago, but
last Saturday.
Since we did the NFL draft this past week, we missed our weekly baseball episode. Miguel Cabrera hit his 3,000th hit at home.
It was awesome watching the game.
I tried to go on Thursday, and unfortunately, the Yankees intentionally walked him.
They sure
I was
did.
there. Now the tickets are cheaper.
Let's just fuck the Yankees, fuck Aaron Boone.
Nope. I'm on the other side. That was the correct move.
Well, I get it, but as a fan of the game, you hate to see it.
I mean, but what that hit brought, like, I haven't seen that stadium that full since 2014 when they were still relevant.
Right.
I haven't heard the stadium that loud since then. It was really a cool thing to see, especially with, I think it's just over 2,000 of his hits being with the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically spent his whole time here, even though he, won a World Series 2003,
Yeah.
We're not going to talk. Well, we are going to talk about that because it is one of his career accolades.
One of the things I do love about his hit is I was watching it live at
I unfortunately missed it.
at my wife's grandparents' house, kind of fangirling about it, The coolest part to me was the Rockies wanted it to happen against them.
Well, yeah, you get to put whoever was pitching gets to have their name tagged in that hit forever.
Right, and the coolest moment for me, and this goes back a couple of years when he was on the team, but Jose Iglesias was the first person to embrace him because that's his brother. Loves the guy. Miggy likes him.
He's been a couple of years here.
And
2 years.
So when he ran, he had the ball in his hand, gave it to Miggy, and just bear hugged him. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in baseball.
Well, I think that just shows how great of a person and teammate that Cabrera is.
Right.
Because Iglesias wasn't here for very long.
Right. And you never, ever really hear, like, oh, Miguel Cabrera? Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't want to play with him. Yeah. I've heard nothing.
Generational talent.
I've heard he's a generational talent and a generational person.
Just looking at his accolades, he's 310 career hitter.
Yeah, dude, he's nasty.
He's a power guy.
He is a first overall, should be unanimously selected into the Hall. And if he's not, I will kick down the voters' doors and call him crazy.
Well, they are going to be crazy, but that's why they are changing how they vote.
Good, they should.
They should. I've had a problem with them for a while, but that's not the point. Some of Cabrera's, accolades are, the Triple Crown. That was an insane year.
Yeah. I mean,
that team was insane too.
He's been nothing but phenomenal his whole career. And
two MVPs.
Last season hitting 500 home runs.
Yeah.
It's just an overall outstanding career. Miggy goes out as one of the best players to ever pick up a bat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's crazy. And I'm glad you brought up we brought up the voting. It needs to change, like you were saying, because there have been people like my favorite player of all time, Ken Griffey Jr., should have been unanimously selected, but the one,
But
guy.
You know how many kicks that guy got on his article? Oh man.
Well, he's like,
because he wrote why.
Yeah, but it's like, well, this is how I see it. Griffey did. It's like, yeah, Griffey did what he did in a steroid-fueled era without
But
injecting himself. That's
what
pretty
really
impressive.
gets me is I would love to see how much baseball, every single one, and I'm not talking about covering it. I want to know how much they actually played. Like, how far did they get?
Right.
Because, like me, I stopped at high school,
Right.
right?
Like, I
Just,
played all through.
But, like, these guys that are writers, they are, in fact, writers.
Right.
They don't vote for certain people or fill out empty ballots. Like, there are guys on that list that are so deserving of being in the Hall of Fame, but they want to be that guy. Let me just fill in an empty ballot, and I'm gonna write about it and see how many clicks my article can
It's
get.
like,
That's what's frustrating
it's
for
like
me.
what Edgar was his last year to get in.
Larry Walker too.
Larry Walker too.
I know the Coors effect hurt him, but
Of course,
he's still
of course. But he was still a very good player.
right.
And it's like Edgar played in the field maybe like a couple seasons, right? He was primarily known as a DH. That's why there's pretty much a award for the guy. I mean,
Yeah, like it's just I have so many problems with those voters. Like,
oh, they're
what
terrible.
baseball knowledge do they actually have?
Like,
you know?
Miggy is 100% Hall of Fame bound.
Yes, first off.
Honestly, like, Miggy's probably got one more year in the tank.
I think his contract is still 3 more years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but
I think he's gonna play the rest of his contract out and then go into the sunset.
I could see it. But I either way, if he went out today, if he went out, in 3 years, it doesn't matter.
He is one of, like, I think 6 off the top of my head that are first ballot Hall of Famers actively playing.
Like your boy, Albert.
Yeah, Albert. It's Albert, Kershaw, Cabrera, Verlander,
And probably,
Kershaw. Who else?
I mean, not Nelson Cruz, which is unfortunate because he has just been one of the greater hitters
He's
of
not
this
first
generation.
ballot. He might sneak in though.
He won't get in because of steroids.
That's true.
He will not get in because of steroids. But you brought up Kershaw in that conversation, so
Nice little segue.
let's move into that.
Yeah, he broke the Dodgers' all-time strikeout record last night.
He sure did.
At the time of recording.
And to my knowledge, I mean, quote me on it, I guess, because it's gonna be on document. I'm pretty sure he did that against Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, well, the Tigers still won the game, so
Right.
that's what's incredible.
So we went from last week, Clayton Kershaw having an almost perfect game through 7.
He's having an incredible start to a season.
Sure is. And it's just weird. The dude's healthy. He's like Verlander. He just gets better with age, man. Just gets better and better with age.
Honestly, the way he's pitching right now is helping my point when I was on that other side of the perfect game by taking him out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need that Kershaw.
Right.
This version of Kershaw, they need him in September and October when it really counts.
Yes.
And I understand there's, like I said, back when we had that conversation, like I understand that it's a perfect game.
One of the things with Kershaw that has been very obvious is once it becomes October, he kind of falls apart.
Yes, but you have to hope. It was on Torkelson, by the way.
It was?
Yes.
Hey, look at me. Big brain.
It was on I knew the Dodgers would have the video on their Twitter.
But come October time, Kershaw hasn't been the Kershaw of the regular season.
I understand, but you have to hope one of these times.
Trust me, I do hope. I do hope that every team plays to their best. I would love to see competitive playoff baseball. I don't want to see blowouts. I want to see them fighting till the very last out to win a game. Because if you're down by 2 or 3, sometimes I've seen teams give up, right? Mm-hmm. And Kershaw has a higher ERA in the postseason than he does the regular season, and it's just scary seeing, because I mean, I don't know how many years in a row it's been Clayton Kershaw in a winner go home game that he just gets doinked on,
The Washington Nationals in 2019.
it's crazy that Kershaw has become historically bad in the playoffs, and yet beside the fact of him being historically bad, he also in that World Series win, he pitched decent that World Series.
He did.
So it sucks, but again, he's just great.
Yeah.
He's great. He's one of the best pitchers to ever, hurl a ball. And
yeah,
he's funky. He's just funky.
Yeah, I mean, when you're the all-time strikeout leader of the Los Angeles Dodgers, like that's a team with such a rich history. It's not like
of pitchers, yeah.
It's not like the Tampa Bay Rays where they were introduced in '98.
Right.
They have a deep history of winning too.
Yeah, they do.
And having good players like Koufax.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
They find a way. They find a way. I mean, shit, they had Kenley, like another guy who's really high, who was really high for them from, they brought him up as a catcher.
They did.
And then they were just like, hey, how would you like to be the closer?
Yeah, they switched him.
I mean,
yeah, it's
LA has been, at least the last 10 years have been very good. Very good.
Right.
I'm sure there was a time and period during the 2000s where they weren't as high. But again, like in the 2010s, it was the years of the Giants and how good they were.
You went 3 out of 5 or 3 out of 6, yeah.
Yeah. So, we talked about Kershaw. We talked about Miggy. How about we go to rookies? We'll go to that one.
Do a nice little rookie update.
The rookies are still bad.
They
only
are
rookie.
Struggling.
You only have the AL guys on the list that I saw, but the only rookie that I see that has any promise right now, and that's because this isn't his first time playing professional baseball. It's Seiya Suzuki. Has been
I
nothing.
don't count him as a rookie. He is a Major League Baseball rookie, but in my book, he is not a rookie.
Right, he is not a rookie in my book. He's faced pitchers in Japan.
But I'm not knocking what he's doing.
Japan, Korea, all those organizations are funky when they throw a ball. There's do so much, like over here in the States, it's all about your velocity, right?
You have to throw 99.
You have to throw for.
But he's hitting it. That's the difference.
You either throw one right past him, or you try to bamboozle him with something tricky. It just doesn't matter. He's seen it all. Mm-hmm. He has seen it all. He saw it overseas. He's seen it here, and he's still producing. J-Rod, not figuring it out yet. He's been a little better at the plate, reaching,
He is leading the league in stolen bases, though. I will throw that out there.
He is. He also is
205.
His average has come up, which I am here for. I'm just waiting for that first home run, baby. First home run, and it's going to open the floodgates.
Yeah, he's only out of 15 hits, only 4 extra base hits, 6 RBIs. Hitting the 8th is kind of tough, especially when Ty France and the guys above him are driving in the runs. So he's not having, you've watched more Mariners games, obviously, than I have, but
I sure have.
Realistically, how many opportunities has he had to drive in runs? Realistic opportunities.
There's been a couple times, but it's a lot of singles.
73.
It's a lot of singles for him.
But he's getting on base. He is stealing bases. Like I said, he is leading the league right now with 9 stolen bases, which is nice to see. He could do something when he's on base. It's not just base hit.
It's kind of a given. When he is on first and there is nobody on second, he is going to attempt to take that bag. He really is.
He's quick.
He is. He's a lot faster than I expected him to be.
Right. Well, isn't he top 5 in overall speed in the league too?
And so is the next guy we're gonna talk about.
Oh shit! I went to the wrong one.
I have him up. I have him up right now.
I just want to see it too.
Sorry.
I went to the Tigers.
Sorry. And, Bobby Witt.
The reason I only had all AL guys on that list is because they just all happen to be top 4. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, and then we have Bobby Witt here, 74 at bats, scored 6 runs, 16 hits, 5 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, hitting 216. It's just not great. It's not great.
He's got 6 extra base. He's got 2 more than J-Rod.
Yeah.
1 triple, which, I mean, playing in Kansas City, I feel like it's pretty easy to get a triple. Just put one on the gap.
Right.
And run. And run.
But this class of rookies, just like, I think it's still nerves, right?
I think it's part nerves.
It has to be.
And I think it's part of that COVID year.
Right.
I really do. Like, I know they were drafted after it, but still.
I mean, it's a year they didn't get to play low A ball.
Well, there's that, and I don't remember how much college actually. Oh no, college still had a full rest of their season.
But J-Rod, I don't think played in college. I'm pretty sure he was straight out of high school, or out of wherever part of the what country he's from. I'm pretty sure it's.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say because I don't want to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was drafted in that. But Bobby Witt, J-Rod, and Torkelson have been very disappointing. But again,
one thing about Bobby though is his strikeouts are starting to even out.
Yeah.
He's not striking out as much because he only had, I think it was 16, 19. I don't know if you still have it up. I already switched.
He has 19 in the last 30 games.
I knew it was 6. Yeah. I knew it was 19 or 16. I just don't remember which one it was.
But
it's evening out.
On top of nerves, the COVID year, it could just be the pressure, right?
It's the pressure too.
They are all top 5 guys.
Yep.
That's a lot. I mean, the only person I've really seen in the last couple of years that is kind of like give me that pressure, right? And that's Wander Franco.
Except he's really been struggling this week, but it happens. It's baseball.
Yeah.
It 25, does. 24 hits in the first 2 weeks, and then you're bound to struggle that third week. It just happens. That's how these averages balance out.
He also came up being a stud. That was one of the big things. And
he was the number 1 prospect 2 years in a row. Like, when was the last time you seen that?
I've seen a lot of people saying that he will win AL MVP this year.
This year, that's a stretch.
There's been a lot of discussion about it. Let's go over to Spencer and then we'll move on because I mean there's Jeremy Pena, but
he is playing really well.
He is, but
he's not Carlos Correa, but not yet.
Not yet.
Give it a couple years. He might be.
I don't know how many really guys that are in the NL. I mean, Stott, I don't think he's doing well either. I can look.
While you're doing that, just looking over Torkelson's numbers. I mean, he's only got 12 hits and 63 at-bats. Does have the 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, but the strikeouts are still high. It's about 25 out of 63. You do that math. That's not great.
Don't think he's on their roster right now.
But he could be on a COVID list. He hit injuries. I mean, the 10 walks is nice to see, though. That is nice.
Yeah, especially from a first baseman.
Yeah, I just think you got to give them time. I really do. All 3 of them. You got to be patient with them. You can't expect too much. And to be honest, his WAR is not negative. So that's a start, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But
so Bryson Stott
12 hits
is in AAA right now.
Oh, gee.
He is hitting a crisp 133 in the bigs. So, there's that. But I do believe they will break out of their slumps at, give them halfway through May.
Yeah, just give them some time. Because, even the guy I just pulled up, Brian Hayes, he's not a rookie right now, but last year he kind of struggled a little bit.
He did, and then he got hurt.
Well, yeah, but he's hitting 333 right now.
Yeah.
6 ribbies, 23 hits. Decent walk to strikeout ratio, 11 to 15. and he's got a couple stolen bases, but he is the shining light of that sad Pittsburgh Pirates team.
Yep. And you still have O'Neal Cruz hitting walk-off dingers saying, "It's time.
Yeah.
It's time to call me up."
Well, yeah, but this is, like, looking at a guy like Cabrian, like, he eventually figured it out.
Yeah, I mean...
those three, Bobby, J-Rod, and Spencer, will figure it out.
Yeah, but I think if you call O'Neal Cruz up right now, it's a different
he'll
talk.
do just fine.
It's a different talk. It's a battle between him and Seiya because it's still early enough in the year where he can still be considered Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If you throw O'Neal Cruz on that Pittsburgh Pirates team,
doesn't make him a winning team, but it makes him more exciting. Not in any
stretch of the imagination, but you have a defensive left side of your infield.
Well, when you're 6'10", you know.
Well, but Cabrian Hayes is also an elite defender.
Yeah.
And you're gonna throw O'Neal Cruz, who's big, fucking lanky dude.
I think he is like 6'7".
Who can snatch a ball just reaching his glove out, and having a plus arm on top of that. And plus, he's great at the plate.
Mm-hmm. He's a nice left-handed bat.
Yeah. And fun fact too, Daniel Vogelbach is playing pretty well.
Well, we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. But so now that we've kind of talked on rookies, let's kick it over to the Bronx. The Bronx.
Well, New York as a whole, to be honest.
But Anthony Rizzo, man.
This is the Anthony Rizzo I expected when they got him last year. Yes, he struggled. But like I said before, going from Chicago where you go 0 for 10 for your stretch, and they're like, don't worry, you get it next time. You go 0 for 10 in the Bronx, get booed, you know. And that's a transition you got to make.
One of the weird things about playing in, Chicago with the Ivy and how their stadium is built is that deep left or right field wall. I mean, you have left to basically dead on the line right field. Everything is the same except when you get there and it's pushed back.
Right.
Like, you look at Rizzo's home runs. For him leading the league, that's awesome and all, right? But I'm gonna say it. Most of them have been Mickey Mouse home runs because
that one he hit was the statistical shortest in Statcast at 295, and it was only a home run in one ballpark, and it happened to be where he hit it.
Exactly.
That's the only spot it's a home run.
It's literally it's Yankee Stadium effect. It's what happens.
But a lot of his home runs, though, outside like that one, that's a one-off. Mm-hmm. But that one, or a couple of them that I was seeing opening week, those balls were crushed over the bullpen.
Yeah, he has found his power again. This is what Chicago knew him as.
Yeah.
And, it's just the Yankees are playing well. And
they're overall playing incredible. They're, 15-4?
Their pitching's been great.
6,
I mean, 6. Michael King came out of nowhere, out of the bullpen, and has just been dealing.
Cortez. Lester Cortez.
Yeah.
He's doing really well. That's a nice left-handed arm.
Oh, Nestor. Oh, man.
Nestor, sorry. Did I say Lester?
Man. Dude is the peak male athlete.
Yeah, he's like the left-handed Bartolo Colon, just a little thinner. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing is, dude, is he does so much funky stuff on the mound to throw off hitters' timing. Like when he's freaking weighing back and forth, wiggling his foot, and then
it's like a mix. It's like a mix of Johnny Cueto and Bartolo.
Yeah,
but left-handed.
It's crazy. I mean, they've been great.
And Garrett's not pitching horrible. He has his rough first innings still.
There's some things about Garrett, though.
Yeah, you made that comment to me the other day about how he happened to have some brown stuff on, where he kept wiping.
Yes.
But I've seen 7 or 8 guys grab the dirt and then do that, where it was white and then it was dark. It's just the dirt.
I mean, I hope that's the case.
I really don't think he's cheating anymore.
I don't, but I hope that's the case. You know what I mean? Like,
and to be honest, I don't mind sticky tack as long as the ball doesn't do anything it's not supposed to.
Let's just
if it is
give it
strictly
back.
for grip.
Give it back. Let's bring juice baseballs back. I want to see home runs, damn it.
Well, I said it's a little off the beaten path here, but I've heard talks about just bringing like a universal tack for pitchers to use.
Yeah, why not?
Like regulate it and everything, because how do you think Tyler
shit.
Glasnow hurt his UCL last year?
I mean, shit, it was sunscreen and resin.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Like,
well, you have guys. I forgot who said it on the Mets. I think it was Chris Bassett.
I don't know if it was the sticky stuff. It might have been
how slick the balls are.
Oh,
somebody on the Mets had made a comment about.
There is a Chris Bassett saying where he's like, they're effing terrible.
They don't. Yeah, was it Chris Bassett?
I did see a Chris Bassett like thing going around saying
someone
something.
On the Mets were complaining during that Cardinal series about how just bad the baseballs are to throw.
Oh yeah, because the bench cleared. I mean, let's be honest.
That was the day
here.
before. It was the night before when two were thrown at Pete. When Pete got hit in the head again.
Like, I mean, it's alarming how many players are getting hit this year. Like, especially in the head region. In the head region.
The ball
Francisco,
they have no grip.
Lindor got hit in the teeth opening week.
So
and I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got thrown at again.
Pete's been hit in the head twice already.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And then, like, you know, the ball slipped, and then Nolan Arenado was like, all right, we're doing this, I guess.
That's why I'm in the favor of that universal or, you know, sticky tack or whatever.
Right.
Tack. Just because if I'm batting, that ball hurts at 99.
Right.
I want that pitcher to throw under control and know he has control. And if he gets me out that way, I don't want to be terrified to get hit.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Because especially like you said, with the way people have been hit this year, like I've seen at least 4 or 5 hit in the head.
Yeah.
Pete happens to be 2 and Lindor is the other one, but I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
And I know it's not intentional. It just,
I mean, it's like
you have to pitch some guys inside, but if you slip just a little bit, you're hitting them.
It's like last year. Ty France, I think, led the league in hit by pitch. Or
should have been Correa.
He was one of the leading guys in being hit by a pitch. But let's finish up our Yankees talk and then let's go to the Mets and we'll talk about how amazing they are too.
Yeah, but the Yankees as a whole they're playing great.
I mean, Josh Donaldson, I don't know if he's playing super well. He's old. You got IKF who's doing some things. You need Glaber to really figure it out for them and Kyle Higashioka. But I know that, you know, Stanton's hitting the ball, and Judge is hitting the ball, and that's really.
I mean, so they're 10-1 in their last 11, right?
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of talk saying like, oh, they're just Mickey Mouse wins. They're beating teams that are way below them.
I mean, like that's baseball though. That's
Cleveland.
That's sports though.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, they swept Cleveland at home and Baltimore at home. They've taken the first 2 against Kansas City, and they took 2 out of 3 in Detroit, right?
I mean, one of those series is a division game.
What?
Like a division series. I don't.
If you're a better team, you should beat the lesser opponent.
Right.
That's what's throwing me about when I'm seeing people say, "Oh, they're just Mickey Mouse wins." Well, they're supposed to win those games.
You look at on paper, Miami doesn't have many bright spots
outside of their pitching staff and Jazz.
They're winning. They are winning. The Mariners are a great team. They've got a good rotation. They've got a great bullpen, and they're giving up hits. And Miami
longer
is
on the mound.
Yeah, he sure is.
Number 2 in the league in ERA. Just throwing that out there. I saw that earlier.
He's also 3-0. So
he won me money last time he started. So
last time he started, I'm pretty sure was against Tampa.
Yeah, I had over 6.5 Ks. That was great.
I know. And he did it in 3 innings. But we're not here to talk about them yet. But yeah, I mean, the Yankees are just hitting the ball, and they're hitting it well. And it all starts with Anthony Rizzo hitting in, I think, that 2 or 3 spot, and he's just going ham.
Well, it's like we said before the season started when we did our predictions. We weren't worried about their hitting.
No.
We knew it was going to show up because it's just from top 1 through 7. They're strong.
Yeah.
IKF is a little, hit or miss, and Hishi,
Higashoka.
I can't say. Thank you.
Yep.
Or whoever they have behind the plate, if it's not him, because I know they've been alternating a little bit.
Yeah,
time.
I mean, most catchers now, unless you're Salvador Perez or JT Realmuto, you kind of, or Jacob Stallings, you have, a little rotation.
Yeah, just give them a day off or whatever. But
right,
we knew hitting wasn't gonna be the problem. It was their pitching outside of Garrett Cole, and their bullpen was our biggest question marks coming into the
Nestor
season.
Has been one of my. He has been one of my bright spots for that Yankees team. He makes.
Oh, yes, Michael King.
He makes them fun.
Well, that's not wrong.
I mean, did you see that play where he freaking Rizzo or whoever's playing first flipped him a ball? He jumped and reached back and dove for the bag and got him out. I was like, "There's no shot, right?"
And another bright spot I want to touch on in that bullpen. It's a small sample size, only eight and a third. But Aroldis Chapman has not allowed a run this season. And he's got 11 strikeouts to 6 walks, so it's a nice almost 2.0 KD. Wow, KD. Oh God, Call of Duty's in my head.
Sure is.
It's a nice ratio, strikeout to walk.
Right, it is.
That's a bright spot. Obviously, we've seen him struggle and get booed off the mound last year.
Right.
So to see him have that whip under 1 and his no earned runs in 8 innings, I know it's a small sample size.
I mean, ever since till he went to Chicago and came back, he hasn't been as dominant as before he left the Yankees. I mean, let's be honest. He blew a lot of leads that they had in that Cubs postseason, or tied up the game. Hence why they had to go to
World Series.
Yeah, Game 7. And
Rajay Davis, my God.
Buzzer, no buzzer against the Astros. You know what I mean?
No, there's a buzzer there. I'm not even chalking that one. I'm talking about Rajay Davis.
Yeah, I know you are, but I'm just saying, like, that's a lead he's blown. I mean, Altuve shouldn't have hit that. It was on the opposite side of the plate. He pulled it, he put it into freaking left center.
Yeah, he crushed that ball.
He did. Buzzer or no buzzer, like,
there was a buzzer.
I know. I'm just putting it for the sake of the audience to see,
Don't rip my jersey. Don't rip my jersey. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a stupid comment.
My wife doesn't want me shirtless on TV.
Yeah, it's like that guy who got caught for wall hacks. I just got it for Diamond Camels. Yeah, okay, brother.
Yeah, but Aroldis Chapman has been very good this year so far.
Like I said, small sample size, only 8 1/3.
I don't think he's their go-to closer anymore. He blows too many games.
He doesn't need to.
No, you have other people like Michael King.
Mm-hmm.
He's been
very nice.
You throw him out there and you let him shut the door. I think they have Clay Holmes still, who's pretty decent.
He's got 6 holds.
So I mean, their bullpen has been very good. They really fixed something that they needed. Their starting pitcher.
Little stat on Michael King is 13 innings, 20 strikeouts, only 3 walks, and 1 earned run. That's his stat line for the first part of the season. No, it's not.
Not bad at all. Now let's go to the other side. Let's go to Citi Field. Yeah.
Go to Queens.
Let's go to Citi Field. The Mets are freaking amazing.
Yeah. Dude.
I was in somebody's stream the other day, and I think it was, the guy I was playing, because I was just like, well, we meet again. He was talking about, like, DeGrom going down, and I was like, wait, what? I haven't heard anything about DeGrom going down again. But their pitching has been absolutely terrific. Combined Edwin Diaz is back.
Yeah, let's throw a little shout out to oh god, I have loud noises in my ear. Tyler Miguel, Drew Smith, Jolie Rodriguez, Seth Lugo, and Edwin Diaz.
Edwin. All he does is win, no matter What?
Wow, that's a stretch, but
I
carry
know.
on.
I know. It looks like Edwin's finding his way again, like he was in Seattle before, we traded him to the Mets. He is striking dudes out, and he's doing it efficiently.
Yep.
That whole game, my hat comes off to the Mets. A combined no-no is hard. It's very hard to do. And
like we saw with Kershaw's perfect game, it was ruined on was the first batter that inning.
Right. But
Tough.
They came out, they took care of business against a division rival.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it was against the Phillies.
Yeah.
And Edwin's celebration once he got that last strikeout, oh man.
Yeah, like that. They've been pitching well. Chris Bassett's
the
incredible.
whole event has been fucked because of it in MLB The Show, because all these dudes are putting those 5 people in their lineups.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, like Chris Bassett, like this is what happens when you take a guy with great talent out of a small market team like Oakland and you bring him to New York at a big market.
You literally took him from the smallest market to one.
It's a stretch, but it's it's bottom 10, yeah.
But to one of the biggest. And
he was a great talent in Oakland, and only diehard baseball fans knew that.
Look at how he was in the postseason the last 2 years. He has been nothing but electric. He's had nasty stuff, and now you're putting him on a Mets rotation that, like, someone outlandish, it's a streamer, said when they have all 4 dudes with Scherzer, DeGrom, Walker, and Bassett, all Cy Young candidates. Somebody said that. And I was like, Taijuan Walker, I don't know about that. But I can see the case because he's been good wherever he's went.
We'll see if you have DeGrom firing on all cylinders, you have, or pitching lights out. You have Scherzer pitching lights out, Chris Bassett's lights out, right? He is that 4th guy in line, right? Mm-hmm. Where a team, if you're playing a 4-game set, you started with DeGrom, unfortunately, and you had to go through death row of that pitching staff. You might be thinking, like, thank the Lord we're not facing against their 3-headed monster, and they might try too hard and make it easy and swing outside of their comfort zone and just try and make something happen, because they haven't done it the last 3 days because of the 3-headed monster that is DeGrom, Scherzer, and Bassett.
The one thing that I really wish the Mets would have done, I mean, who cares? Go over the salary cap. Steve Cohen has shown
Steve Cohen doesn't care.
He's going to throw money at anybody. I wish they would have brought back Stroman. I really do, because if you have those 5 guys in your rotation, I mean, granted, you don't have a lefty going at all, right?
They don't need one.
You don't need one. But you have those 5 guys every 5th day for them.
Yeah.
How do you lose?
Well, then that's the thing. They're not losing.
They are. I mean,
they look good.
I'm sorry, Toronto. I'm sorry, Toronto. Or Dodgers. The Mets are coming.
Well, see, this is why when I was making my prediction and picking the Dodgers, this is why I had such a hard time picking the Mets, because they're playing this well.
Me and you were both right there on the fence, and guess what? Francisco Lindor is back.
But it's only April. We all know the injury bug loves the Mets.
They do, but you know what?
For the time being, they are playing the way I saw it happening.
Right. But Francisco Lindor is acting like the old great. Francisco Lindor, let me tell you.
Yeah, the average is a little low. The strikeouts are a bit high, but you know what? He's 24 hits, 5 doubles, 4 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take that. I mean, he's a shortstop. The max home runs he needs to hit on a year is 30.
Yeah.
And that's stretching.
Especially when you have a guy like Alonso.
Yeah. One of the better home run hitters in the league. Their team is firing on all cylinders, and I love to see it. It just... Give me the Subway Series. Just give me the Subway Series right now.
I'd sign up for that one. I would be in New York City in the freezing cold in October. Don't worry. If that was a Subway Series.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be freaking amazing. Um, but we touched on the Yankees and the Mets and how well New York has been doing. So where do you wanna stop next? You want to talk maybe about some higher teams that we're liking or teams that have heated up and teams that have kind of cooled off? Or
I was gonna go for a little hot take.
Hot take, let's go.
I think J-Ram has a strong possibility to win the Triple Crown. That's my hot take.
I'm here for it because he's been amazing this year.
He's 2 behind Rizzo for home runs. Right.
But his average is way up there.
He's 8th, but over the course of the season, I think he can keep it balanced. Some of the guys that are above him, I don't think can keep it up. And he's already got, I believe it's 28 RBIs. Okay, well, you're not wrong.
I'm sorry, I had to.
He's got 28 RBIs already in the month of April. That's incredible.
I mean, we've known this.
He's 7 home runs.
J-Ram is the second best. I mean, shit, he may be the best third baseman in the league. I mean,
so he's technically 4th right now behind J.P. Crawford.
He's the modern day Chipper Jones.
Yeah, switch hitter third base.
And he hits for average from both sides.
Yeah.
He hits for power from both sides. And he hits for contact on both sides. And he doesn't strike out.
Yeah, he's only got 9 this year.
He doesn't strike out.
9-9. It's a 1. Yeah, 9-9. I'll take an even ratio, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, just looking at it, he's got 27 hits. Was that 7, 8, or 14? 15 extra base hits out of 27.
Dude, he's insane.
That's incredible.
It is.
I really think. Do I think he'll win and have more accolades than Vlad Jr. over the course of a career? No. I think Vlad's gonna be the next Cabrera. But
Vlad is he's a better version of his dad in the box.
Well, that's a different
in the box
story, but J-Ram right now, I think, can win the Triple Crown, and I would have zero problem with it. The problem with it
handedly gives the Guardians hope.
Well, yeah, because they're still playing. They're having a rough stretch right now, but honestly, going to LA is tough. You had to see Shohei.
Yep.
But that West Coast trip's always a stinger. To be honest, getting it out of the way early in the season is great.
But when you see Ramirez going, yard against Shohei, it kind of gives the team a little.
Well, I heard it was a really bad pitch that Shohei threw him. It was a hanger, and he fucking parked it.
He did.
So
he sure did.
I did miss that.
He sure did.
I had money on that. I had money on that inning to have no runs. So
that does not look good for you. But I mean, J-Ram has been absolutely great, and that is a good segue into a hot team. Cleveland has been hot this entire month.
Well, they're 3-7 in their last 10.
Yes, but
they're under 500 also.
They started out roaring.
Incredibly hot.
They started out roaring, giving the White Sox and the Twins kind of a scare.
Well, the White Sox they're actually under them. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've been really struggling. They've lost 2 or 3.
But they also lost Eloy. That really hurt him.
He's made of paper mache. It was bound to happen.
He's so good at the plate, and you just can't. I don't care. Make him your DH.
Yeah.
You need to at this point because the dude can't stay healthy.
You're not wrong.
I mean, what? He's 23, 24? I'm pretty sure. And he's been hurt every year he's been in the bigs. Except for the year he won Silver Slugger.
It's tough for him. I don't know. This White Sox pitching staff also isn't pitching well.
No, they are not.
They only have, I think it's a +3.
I'm not sure.
-23. I'm sorry. It was Cleveland that had a +3. -23 run differential. They're getting scored on. They almost have 90 runs given up already. And that's shocking from the pitching staff that I thought would be pretty decent. Liam Hendricks isn't pitching well.
Mm-hmm.
We know he can. Dylan Cease is pitching incredible though.
Dylan Cease is amazing.
He is a highlight of that team right now.
He is. I mean, their bullpen needs to step up. Kendall's being a little wild. I understand that Liam is one of the best closers in the league, but I mean, in the Mariners series, it went Kendall both days and Liam, and we couldn't touch Kendall.
Yeah.
But they were torching Hendricks.
Well, I think he pitched that one day where it was when Robbie pitched, and it was
I'm pretty sure
monsoon.
but they're a team that's on the downfall right now, and it's not looking good for them. I mean, they're one of the better teams in the league. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna turn it around and start winning again.
Only 20 games into the season.
Minnesota has been very good.
Well.
Byron Buxton.
That home run, that was insane.
It sure was.
I was watching the Minnesota broadcast at the time, and when he hit that home run, obviously I knew it was gone off the cracked bat because that crack was loud to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But that announcer, I don't know his name, but he said in all of his time casting the Twins, that was the furthest ball he's ever seen hit the left field at target field. He's never seen one that many sections over the top deck. That was crazy.
I saw a video, right, of comparison on how much Byron has changed his swing since rookie Byron to now. Rookie Byron was way more open stanced.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this new hitting stance that he has gives him a lot more power that he can come through the zone. It's like his back is a rubber band, right?
Right.
Like, I see him load up, and anytime he swings, dude, that bat head is going so fast through the zone. Yeah. It's scary because it's like, hear me out, right? If Byron Buxton stays healthy,
he's MVP.
It's arguably hard to say he's not the best player in the league.
No, it's not. And that's scary. And people have always been talking about this for the last 2-3 years. And we saw a glimpse of it last April. But then he missed 60 games. Like on that broadcast they were showing, or Tampa's broadcast, they were showing how many injuries and games missed he's had over the last 6 years. And it's been at least, I think, 40 games
a year.
Even in the 60-game 2020 season, he's missed 40, 38, some around there. Like, it's just, it's not staying healthy.
But here's
the problem.
Here's the thing. He's got elite speed.
Yep.
Elite arm. And elite power. And he can... his base running is amazing.
He just has to stay on the field. That's all.
If he can.
Yep.
Best player in the league. Like, it's a no-brainer.
In that series against when they were in Boston, like, he slid into second base and got hurt.
Right. He's another guy who's made out of paper mache. But
like, he got hit a couple days ago in Tampa, or it was 2 days ago in Tampa. He got hit in the wrist. I'm like, oh god, he just fucking broke his wrist.
Yeah, I mean, and then like let's kick it over because we talk a lot about the AL teams. I mean, that's what we're accustomed to. But let's kick it over to some NL teams on the rise. I mean, Miami is playing very, very well. And you know what?
12-8 with a plus differential. It's nice.
They look like they are having fun, and especially it's your favorite music genre, jazz, baby. Jazz, baby. Oh, he gives that Marlins team.
That pimp job was nice.
Oh, he gives that team so much.
Especially because that umpire wouldn't give him time.
Oh, yeah.
Hurrying him up.
But, Miami's been on the up. I mean, Philly's been struggling a little bit.
I think they'll figure it out.
I mean, they will. Kyle Schwarber isn't hitting right now, and that's one of their big things. Nicholas Castellanos is hitting, though. That's what I've seen. And Bryce Harper's Bryce Harper. There's nothing you can do about it. And then, the Mariners. The Mariners are on a 4-game losing streak right now. I mean, they had that anomaly game against the Rays where You say they shouldn't have won. I'm happy
That
they
game should have been
won.
4-1. Nope, that game should have been 4-1.
But it wasn't, Ben.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You're right. I can't change it, but I'm just saying realistically, that should have been a 4-1 game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Two errors.
And then
on a double play that Wander should have made.
And then the next day, Marco takes a line or a comebacker right at the wrist, so you have to go to Johan Ramirez. I think Justice Sheffield got in the game. I quit watching because I was like, that is like, I wasn't happy to come home from work and watch that game.
Wow.
And they've just been on a decline. They'll figure it out though. They're gonna make the playoffs this year anyway. But like, there's just been like the teams that you don't think are gonna be well or doing well are actually kind of doing well, and it's really cool to see. But I think we should transition, from hot teams to, cooling off teams. Let's talk about some players. I mean, you love it when he's good. I love it when he's good. Magunski surely loves it when he's good. But Cody Bellinger might be back.
Well, he had that Player of the Week stretch, and then he decided to go for 15. So he's pulling a Wander, and it's like, that happens. But he does seem like he's taking better swings.
And another person that we can add on that list is, another former MVP, MV Yelly.
Yeah, Yelich has been hitting the ball. He's been really helping that Brewers team be 15-7 outside of their incredible pitching staff.
And also, Willie Adames.
Willie hit,
Like, that 7 RBI game showed so many
RBIs. Just throwing that out there.
Like, I am aware, but like that game alone showed how good Willie Adames actually is.
Well, yeah, and looking at like Yelich's stat line, like he's got 17 hits, which is nice. 12 runs, that's huge. Like he's getting on and scoring. It's not just this is get hits.
Right.
He's got 3 home runs, which was nice to see him hit for a little bit of power to start the year. 4 doubles on top of it. I know a few of that were first week of the year in Chicago, but and 12 RBI is rather low, but that's okay. It's still April, I guess it's not April anymore.
It's May now.
It is May 1st.
One of the people.
This Brewers team looks good.
They do.
The Braves in the first, or Mets in the first round of the playoffs. Because of the slaughter fest that is going to be the NL West, especially once the Padres get Tatis back. But
you're looking at like another person that is staying hot. Like, ooh, don't touch that. I'm gonna get burned hot. His name is Ty France. Viva la France, baby. 83 at bats. Only scored 11 times. He's got 5 home runs, 21 RBIs.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball well.
Yeah, he's hitting 337. I mean,
really came to Tampa.
This is you shut your dirty hoe mouth. I mean, you're not wrong, but still 337 on the year so far, 1 month in. It's so good. Cody Bellinger, man, and Yelly, they've been looking really good. It's good to see. I mean, it makes baseball fun when they're good and contributing, and it's just, I don't know, man. I just really want to see all these teams play well because, like I've said multiple times, it just makes the season that much better.
Well, like looking at the NL West, like San Fran's 14-7, LA's 13-7, the Padres are 14-8.
I mean, yeah, they're doing that.
And Tatis isn't even playing.
Exactly. And wait till Tatis
that's
comes
scary.
back. It
is going to be a slaughter.
Yeah.
In that division, it's gonna be great.
That NL West team or that teams are crazy. Like I said, in the West, I at the end of the year, I think it's a toss up between the the Dodgers and the Padres, and it all just depends. Like, does Cody Bellinger find his thing where he's hitting 35 bombs again, or does Tatis?
It'll be that quick.
No, but does Tatis come back from this injury and be Tatis that we know?
Yeah, that's what you have to hope for.
Right.
I think the last thing we have to bring up is Trevor Bauer was suspended for 2 years.
Here's the thing. I get the extended leave, right? I get
Yeah.
the team doing that.
Well, it's the league doing that. That's not even the team. The Dodgers had no control over that. That's why I was
here's the
commissioner.
thing. He got proven innocent in court.
Correct.
And I get they have a domestic abuse policy in place.
Correct.
But from the court case to everything that's came out about it, and I guess a third woman has come out and made allegations at Trevor Bauer.
I'm not too worried about that one.
But here's the thing. When one happens, multiple come out of the woodworks just trying to get 10 seconds of fame. Not saying like I don't have anything against, I'm not saying that it didn't happen, because like as people we need to take this serious, right?
Right.
We need to really do our due diligence to find the truth, because I mean it happens on both sides, right? Like right now we're in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case where a man is been domestically disputed on, and it's like it's always just like for some reason the courts, the teams, like any professional sport, kind of domestic dispute, rape, all of that, right? It's a gray area for them, and they just it's you're in trouble until you're proven innocent. Well, in this case, Trevor Bauer has been proven innocent. But there's one thing for certain: the Dodgers do not want him back.
Well, so my opinion on it, yes, he was proven innocent. If you were to look at another, maybe like a comp case, was Aroldis Chapman. Remember a couple years ago he got accused?
Yes.
That case, he was never criminally charged and was suspended, I think it was 45 games.
Yes.
Around that number. It was about a month of games he was suspended. Now, he was never charged. Trevor Bauer was charged as, for a sexual assault.
Right.
But I think 2
guys,
years was too much? Yes, I do.
And again, guys, we take sexual assault very serious. I mean, it is.
And I give kudos to those, especially when it's a female, credit when they do come out, because I'm sure it is extremely difficult to do that. It's not easy.
Right. And like we commend you for that. But
in this case, when Trevor was proven not guilty and he won the case and is now countersuing for defamation against her and two media sources, and most likely, I think, in my opinion, will win that case, at least against the media sources giving up false information. I thought 2 years was too much. I thought suspended fine.
I mean,
fine.
You have these, like, you can't just make it one player gets this and another player gets that.
It's like just cause, like just because they feel like it.
And I think the biggest thing, like you talked about Chapman, was it as publicly covered as the Trevor Bauer situation?
I wouldn't say not as publicly covered, because he never got charged. There was no court case. There was no court date.
Right. But it was out there, right?
Correct. It was.
And
the other thing that really confuses me is the timing of it. So like Chapman's punishment came out rather quickly, especially once the case was like dropped and he was never charged. They came out pretty quickly with his suspension.
Right.
Trevor Bauer's case has been done for about 2 months now.
Right.
Like he's even gone through the process of filing that countersuit.
Yeah.
Like,
and
what took them so long?
Like,
I get he's been on
what
leave.
Information do they have that detectives couldn't find? It's like you don't pay enough money to like.
No. The MLB has good lawyers. They just, I don't believe, have better lawyers than the than the police department. I just don't.
I mean, he was proven innocent. He has
appealing.
text and recordings of him explaining what had happened, what they had agreed on, because yes, like there is a thing as, you know, just meeting up and having rough sex.
Yeah.
It's some people's kinks, right? Did he go a little too far? Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
he won the case.
They had a mutual agreement that's what it was going to be. Of course, did he go too far, making her blackout and doing unmentionable things while she was blacked out for 2 seconds or however long she was out for? Yes. That's too far.
Well, yeah.
That's the one where I'm like,
well,
it's just, that's too far, right?
Right.
Without
I still think 2 years is too much.
Right.
And he is appealing, and I think he will technically win. He will still be suspended. I think it'll be 1 year instead of 2. That's just my opinion.
But when he gets back, the Dodgers will either cut him or trade him.
They won't trade him. Too much money. He's already been since he last pitched June 28th. He got suspended or put on leave July 2nd.
Yeah.
So they've been paying him salary since July 2nd for zero outcome. And he's even gone to some spring training games for fun. Yeah. Because he can't, which I'm shocked he's allowed to be on property. But that's just.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very hard situation to talk about, honestly.
Right.
Because, like I said, he did some things that were very, very bad during it, and I don't think she intended it to be as rough as he did. Which you know, that's just where you got to talk boundaries, and you know, like, I'm not gonna do anything unless I have consent to do something, right? Like, that's just the basis of when you're in that situation is trust and consent, because you know what happened. He came out publicly, apologized, he admitted to what he had done. And you know, in the MLB's,
very honest.
And the thing is, in the MLB's eyes, that's all you really want, right? Like, for Mark McGwire to be a coach, even a bench coach, he had to admit to using steroids and make a public apology, right? Like, granted, they're on two different levels, but it's still like, hey, this happened in real time. He was like, hey, I did that. There's nothing I can do now. I'm sorry, but this and
timing is weird.
Just the thing is for this whole thing is he's shown the receipts.
Yeah,
that's all I have to really say. He won his
case. The case. He did.
And then out of left field, here comes another one. You know what I mean?
But I just think the timing, like he had so much time. He filled out that countersuit. Why, if they were gonna wait that long, right? Why not just wait for this countersuit to play out and have a judge's ruling on it?
Right. But
and then make their decision. But I'm sure the Dodgers were pressuring them because they're the one who having to pay him.
Yeah.
MLB didn't have to pay him.
Here's the thing, though. Like, MLB, it doesn't matter what the courts say. Right?
Well, Rob Manfred is the law.
Exactly. I mean, we'll take it back to, you know, let's talk about some other, like the NFL. How their domestic dispute or their abuse policy.
Usually pretty quick.
Mark Ingram, or not Mark Ingram, the other guy. What's his name? Played for Baltimore. Ray Rice.
Oh, Ray Rice, yeah.
Ray Rice cold clocked his wife.
Oh, I sure did.
He cold cocked her.
Right in the teeth.
And since then, he's gotten help. He's done all this, and guess what? He's still barred from the league.
Yep. He is blacklisted from the NFL.
Kareem Hunt punted a girl. 8 games.
Joe Mixon, still drafted.
Yeah. He dropped.
He knocked that girl out, too.
He dropped, but I also think Joe Mixon
He was
got
still
the,
drafted.
he got the help he needed. He was very apologetic. He was very open about it in his interviews because teams asked him.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Like,
well, I mean, the teams had to.
Of course. And
they
he
had
was
to do
100%
their due
honest.
diligence.
Right.
And
But
like I said, he was still drafted.
Right.
After doing that.
But like a guy like Ray Rice, where then him and his wife come out and they do a whole speech about it, and he's still blacklisted, but you know, you got guys who like Kareem Hunt straight up chased a girl in a hotel hallway and kicked the shit out of her, and he got 8 games.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I think the 2 years is crazy.
They need to take abuse as serious in every sport.
Yeah, they do.
They need to take it way more serious. You get 8 games in the NFL. No. They should get more than that, because that's a big thing. That, like, you really want that kind of character in your locker room?
Well,
representing
that Joe Mixon was still drafted.
Representing the league, look like role models for kids?
Yeah.
No. But the MLB didn't do their due diligence. They did whatever they wanted. They just said, well, the whole league kind of hates Trevor, so let's just...
It's because he's a tough character to be around.
Yeah. I mean...
He's just a weird person. He's like Max Scherzer. He's a very weird person.
Yeah. But, you know, like, that's a tough subject. It's just a really tough subject to talk on, because, like, you know...
But he was an NL Cy Young winner, and he is a great pitcher.
And he got paid. That was the thing, is he got paid, and then everything kind of flooded from there.
Yeah, he just...
And, like, you know...
It's we had to bring up, because it did happen over the week.
Yeah. I was kind of shocked when I saw that. I was like, what?
It was
2
like
years?
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was like 2 years.
It was such weird timing.
Well, again, it's like the team. I'm sure that the MLB talked with the team, and they were just like, well, we don't want him here.
Well, they don't want to pay him. That's the problem. They're paying him to not play.
Yeah.
Because on the commissioner's list, you still get paid your salary.
Right, and that's the thing, is like, you gave other people, like, you haven't even gave them a leave of absence type of deal like they have with Trevor Bauer. Like,
yeah, like, he's just... At least if he's suspended, you're like, okay.
I think it's also because of his, like you said, like, his character.
Yeah, he's a very tough person. At least in the documentaries I've seen of him, compared to Max Scherzer, the only difference is Scherzer hasn't done anything wrong.
Right. Max Scherzer's just a weird dude.
They're like, yeah, like when Matt, like, getting checked for spider tack last year. He took
He sure did.
Like that's the character Scherzer is.
I am interested to see what happens with his defamation case, to see if the league will change anything. If he wins,
they're just gonna make a ruling on their own. To be honest, I think they'll have it figured out. His appeal done before the court case is actually settled. But that's just my opinion based on how the MLB likes to roll.
Right.
They don't really care. They are the law.
Yeah.
And I do think his suspension will get cut in half.
Yeah, I mean,
which is still fair. Like, he was criminally charged. I think 1 year is a fair
suspension
because it's not as far on the scale as like Felipe Vasquez.
Right. But it's thing,
not
right?
Like Chapman. It's somewhere in that, like you said, that gray area.
If the reason of Trevor Bauer's thing only being a year, and again, we're not saying it's just because he's a guy, it's all right. It's not okay in any sense of the matter. The one thing is, the woman redacted basically everything. I'm pretty sure she lied on some of it. And all Trevor did throughout this entire court proceeding was be truthful. Right? But, like, you know...
Unlike the Washington Post.
You look at, like, Chapman, right? Say he got criminally charged. But here's the thing.
His suspension would have been longer if he was criminally charged.
Yeah, but
he wasn't. It was dropped.
Exactly.
But he was still suspended.
But again, like 40 games for that, that's still not known. That's not enough. Like, this is where you need to take the stand on it. It's like steroids. You suspend people for multiple years.
There's a fixed suspension if you get caught with PEDs.
There should be a fixed suspension if you beat the shit out of your wife.
That's the point I was going to roll into.
Right.
Is there it's all gray. Like I was saying with the scale, like you have Chapman who got accused but was never criminally charged because the case was dropped. But then you have Velasquez, who will never see the light of day again.
Right.
You know, it's like a scale, and it's like, where do we place Trevor? No, there should be a fixed suspension.
I agree.
Whether it is up there with the PEDs or not.
Mm-hmm.
It actually should probably be a little higher.
Right.
Just start it at a year.
I mean, let's just be honest. Steroids destroy your body. But, like, nobody wants to be around a woman or a child beater.
Yeah.
Like, that's disgusting. Or a sexual offender.
Where Velasquez falls, but
again, Trevor Bauer was only honest and found not guilty.
Yeah, I think that's, like, he was charged, yes. But that's what's getting me, is like he won his case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he still should have been suspended? Yes, I do.
Yeah, because it's just
don't get that twisted. I do believe he should have been still suspended. I just thought it was a little too much.
Right.
For winning the case. Now, if he was guilty, bar
again on a mutual agreement on that was what it was gonna be. Yeah. Like,
what also gets me is she went back a second time. If it was bad the first time, why go back? And I know I'm not getting in that.
No, we'll talk about that off camera.
yeah.
But anyway, guys, I know that was a really down note to kind of end on, but yeah, but this has been our, we missed a week, so this is kind of week 2, week 3 combined.
And end of the month.
Yeah, end of the month. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Leave a like too.
Subscribe. It's free.
Give us your feedback on our points that we talked about today. And if you have anything to say about the Trevor Bauer thing, let us know. Again, if you're listening to it on Spotify, shoot us a message on Twitter or something. We'll talk about it, and we'll go back and forth about it. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to the Clayton Day Show. We appreciate you guys being here. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.